You can't buy trust when you need it. You need to earn it long before then. It's about who you are, empathy and sincerity, and what you do, competence and integrity. Demonstrated competence and integrity will build trust like nothing else. In nursing home world, there's nothing more stressful than what we call state survey. Survey is an inspection where they go into every single detail of your operation. You can have a team of anywhere from 4 to 12 inspectors who can spend anywhere from 2 weeks to 6 months, 7 days a week, digging into every file, observing every action, and ensuring compliance with thousands upon thousands of pages of federal and state regulations. And they look at everything from the past year. They often work in overlapping shifts, which means that those managers have to be there sometimes 20 hours a day so they can respond to requests immediately. Now, failing a survey can mean millions and millions of dollars of fines. And for the administrator, it can mean losing your license. That's a license that took years to get, and it's an end to your career. So it's fairly high stress for everyone. Citations for non-compliance range in scope and severity from A to L. A to C are very minor things. D to F are things with potential for serious harm. And they have to be addressed with a detailed plan of correction and evidence of compliance. G means you actually caused harm, and that's an automatic fail on your survey. Anything higher than that is considered what they call immediate jeopardy, or an IJ. And that has to be corrected with an abatement plan before anyone even leaves the building. IJs are a really big deal, but they can be triggered by something as seemingly simple as a fire extinguisher in the wrong place. It's hard. So deficiency-free, no citations is the gold standard. Most people will go their entire career and never, ever have a deficiency-free survey. Deficiency-free, though, is about how you run the facility all year, and it's about the trust that you earn from those surveyors. One former surveyor told me, every single building has a G if you look hard enough. But if the NHA and nursing home administrator and director of nursing get what I want right away, and they don't hide in their office for hours finding the paperwork, and the residents are clean and happy, then I don't look too hard. That's the kind of building trust that gets you to zero. Being transparent, being open. When you hand them 7 months of facility-wide monitoring and QA on a fall with a fracture before they ask, that's the trust that gets you to zero. When a surveyor once asked me to go for a smoke at the building that we'd just taken over management of, and told me something she'd seen in the kitchen, and how she knew that if I'd seen it on any given day, it would have been fixed permanently. So maybe I should check and look before they looked officially that afternoon. That's the kind of trust that gets you to zero. I had an inspection supervisor who told me and the regional nurse what she'd seen, and then said to us, I don't think that rises to the level of an IJ yet. And then waited while we rattled off an immediate abatement plan and sprang into action. She smiled and said, I knew you two would handle it. That's the trust that gets you to zero. In all the zero deficiency surveys that I've had, we were never perfect. No one is. But what we did have was a record of demonstrated competence and integrity. Every industry has its challenges and its high stress moments. A chap I met at a hotel in Pittsburgh a couple of weeks ago told me that running a sawmill was the most complicated and high pressure job in the world. Who knew? I guess everybody's thing is the big thing. But competence and integrity in any industry will build the trust that you need with your team, your clients, your regulators, and your boss. There's a few ways you can do it. First of all, show people that you care about them all the time, not just when you need something and you don't mean it. Own up to your mistakes. Be transparent with that. If you can do it and develop a culture without fear of owning up to mistakes, your team's going to do it as well. Create systems that will identify and correct those mistakes and document how you're continually monitoring and improving to prevent similar issues. Constantly refine the system to improve. Don't make it up. Don't pretend that now you've fixed everything and it's fine forever. Every single failure is a data point that lets you identify what and where to improve. They should be celebrated. And then do what you say you're going to, not just in a plan of correction, but on everything. Those surveyors, they knew that if we said we were going to do it, it was going to be done. And they could trust that because we'd proved it time and time again. Don't go out and hold people accountable. Create a culture of accountability where people feel safe enough to own up to their mistakes and supported enough to build systems of improvement. Holding someone accountable just incentivizes them to fix the problem, so you'll go and hold someone else accountable instead of them next. Creating a culture of accountability incentivizes people to find mistakes before you do and then bring them to you and get your help to make it better. Be good to people and be good at what you do. At least be better than every single yesterday.